Three, two, one.
Glowing Up Latina, Season 2, Episode 6.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Glowing Up Latina.
Hi,
Hola,
I'm Christina.
I'm Amanda.
and I'm Liana.
What is up, you guys? How are y'all doing tonight?
Very well. We are at the end of the week. That is it. We made it, guys. We pushed
Amen.
through. We powered through. Thank the Lord.
It was a struggle.
Ugh. Heck yeah. Again, especially because I was out last week. I was out from work all week. So it was just catching up with a whole bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
God. But we're here. We're thriving. How about you guys?
We're glowing.
You know what? That's the perfect way to put it. Absolutely.
What about you, Liana? How are you doing?
Chilling like a villain. Counting down the days for holiday break.
That's right. You get holiday break. Constantine gets holiday break. I freaking wish.
I'll be going to work.
Yeah, no. Same. But I'm happy for you guys.
Are you?
Oh yeah. No,
I'm kidding.
no.
I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
She says with an angry scowl.
Right?
But
yeah, I'm happy for you. Of course I am.
I am though. Well, Lauren gets unlimited PTO, so is he gonna take some time off with you?
He gets the last week off too.
Oh, that's right. He did say that. I forgot when last time we met up. Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
It's
Christina's
nice.
Christina's I wish I would know the feeling. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess we work remote though, so maybe that's the pay. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
Corporate
Okay, that
America
has
is
to be,
not for
something.
me.
Yeah. The jobs that pay the rent. The jobs that pay the rent. And the bills.
I remember when my mom used to be like, "You're gonna wish that you didn't grow up." And guess what, mother? I wish that I didn't, because this is not it. Let me tell you.
It's not it. It's not it. Yeah. So what's funny is that the other day my mom sent me a message. Oh, we were just texting each other. And she was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, I'm fine. I mean, it's okay. She's like, "No, I want to give you something for Christmas. I owe you a whole bunch of gifts." I was like, "Ma, you gave me life. I'm fine. It's okay." She's like, "No, I'm going to give you what I want to give you, and then I want to give you what you want." And I'm just like, "Okay, lady. Sure. All right. Okay. I'm down with that. Okay." I mean, you said it, I didn't, and it's all in a text message, so I can just go back to it. See, it's right here.
Oh my gosh, my mom is gonna hear that and be like, "Damn, I wish these kids would be like, no, Ma, you gave me life. It's totally fine. We're even." Because that is not us. Let me tell you. But yes, okay, you guys, we should probably get into it because I feel like our topic for today we could talk about forever. So we're gonna jump right in. Today on this show, we're going to be talking about Latinx representation in the media, specifically in film and TV shows.
Yes, I've
Let's
been
do
waiting
it.
for this topic actually. So yeah.
And honestly, I think it's like everything lined up so perfectly. We just did the interview with Annette where we were talking about Latinx representation in books. And look at the what do they call it?
The flow.
His
Oh, I was gonna say
is that it? I don't know.
I don't
Whatever
know.
it
Go
was,
ahead.
the universe was like, here is this. It works out for you. Thank you, universe.
It presented itself in this way. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, you guys. So, can you remember the first moment that you watched something and you were like, "Oh, that's me," or "That's my family," or "That's my life"? Can you think of anything like that?
Yes. So I have one TV show and then one movie that I can tell you right off the bat as a kid that I kind of just felt the connection with and it resonated with me. I don't know if you guys remember that show on Nickelodeon, Taina. Did you guys ever see that?
Sounds familiar.
I
Okay.
don't think I ever saw it, but it's the girl. She's the girl who was in Freaky Friday, right? That's the actress.
Yes, she's one of the the friends on Freaky Friday with
I loved her.
Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Right. That is Christina Vidal, I want to say. It was about a Latina growing up in New York City, and she was an aspiring singer, actress. She was I think it was like in a performing arts high school that she attended. And yes, she is Puerto Rican. And her mom, the mom who played her on the show, also Puerto Rican, famous freestyle music artist, Lisa. For those, so you guys know her. But yeah, it was just cool to see a kid show then, because you didn't see a lot of kid shows with Latino families.
Mhm.
I don't know about you guys, but I didn't see that a lot. So that was one. And then a movie was Real Women Have Curves with America Ferrera, George Lopez, and Lupe Ontiveros. Lupe is the one who plays she plays
I know.
Yolanda
Yep, I
and
know.
Selena. I
I'm
don't want to
aware.
describe her that way,
We all know who that is.
but it's about a first generation Mexican American girl who is trying to find her passageway through womanhood, and she wants to go to college, but her mom is about just her staying at home after high school and just basically providing, getting a job and providing for the family, just like her sister does. And that resonated with me because she's a first, I didn't know this at the time, I guess, how I felt about my culture. I just knew I was just living in it. But like thinking about it now, I'm older, it's it just means a lot more because knowing that she was a first generation Mexican American trying to make something of herself. And if you guys haven't seen that, checked out that movie, please go check it out. It's on HBO Max. But the family matters in that movie, I saw the same at the time with my family, and I enjoyed that movie. Go watch it, guys. Have you guys seen it?
Mm-mm.
What?
No, I'm gonna have to add them.
Please go watch that. Yes.
You had some like pretty serious picks. Mine is Spy Kids. Because like I love it so much because like when I was watching it when I was younger, like I looked at Carmen, who is played by Alexa Pena Vega. When I was watching it and I saw Carmen as a little girl, I was like, oh my God, she like looks like me. And it was literally just about a family like being badass spies. Like them being like Hispanic or Latinx had nothing to do with the storyline really whatsoever.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it was really nice as a little kid. And now that I've gotten older and can really like, I really understand like more what representation or what depictions of the Latinx community, like the role that it plays in society. Like it's nice that there's a movie. I don't know if kids still watch it today, but it's nice that there's a movie that is out there that's just about a Hispanic family, like just being a family, like not being a Hispanic family. They're just a family of spies. That's it.
They do.
That's a
Right.
storyline.
They're a family of spies who happen to be Latinx.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know. I loved it. I also like so badly. Do you remember when McDonald's had their Happy Meals and they had like the Spy Kids toys in them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was upset. There was one in particular that I wanted, and it looked like the little gadget they use to like
Yeah.
locate everybody. And I was like, I want that
Mhm.
so bad. Yeah. That's it, Spy Kids.
Yeah. But thinking about it now, that movie was kind of trippy too.
The Thumb Thumbs. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That movie
And
Who
was
then
raised
the
them?
before its time.
monsters. The monsters. Were they monsters? What were
Oh
they?
yeah,
Like,
no, they're called Fooglies.
bro. What a time. I remember going to watch it at the movie theaters, actually.
Really?
That
Oh
I do
my
remember.
gosh. We had it on DVD.
Yes. I had it on DVD too. Yeah.
Loved it.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Liana?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot, but like since I knew that we were doing like this topic, I couldn't really think of any film or TV show growing up that I saw myself in or like saw my family in. Um, I didn't. A lot of where I saw my culture represented was more like in music
Mm-hmm.
and in like food channels that I used to watch or like watching baseball with my dad. Like that's where I was just like, oh, that person is from the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
But anywhere else, and maybe that's like my own fault for not being more proactive in finding them, but like I never saw that. I never saw it on TV or
Mm-hmm.
film.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think it is your fault. One,
Mhm.
because like you can only see what is out there, and there's not a lot out there. Also,
Yeah.
I think growing up, I like took if a character was brown, like it didn't matter whether they were Mexican necessarily, because there are not
Mhm.
a lot of solely Mexican, solely Dominican, solely what have you type projects. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
almost
Yeah.
like you take the representation where you can get it, and it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
like Hollywood kind of sees like the brown experience as like one size fits all when like
Mhm.
there are like so many Latinx cultures, and I feel like we've done a pretty good job of portraying of like how different, even Amanda and I are both Mexican, how different we grew up,
Mhm.
and then how different from we
Mhm.
grew up from Liana. Like they're not all
Mhm.
the same. So even if you did go out and try to search for something, it'd be very hard for you to find something because Latinx people are
Yeah.
underrepresented at all levels in the media industry. Okay, so the latest stats from like 2019 from the US Government Accountability Office says that approximately 12% of Latinx people make up 12% of the media industry, and this includes film, television, publishing, and the news. So, and that's despite being one of the fastest growing communities in the US for like over a decade. So, representation of the Latinx community hasn't really improved so much. Specifically, the LA Times did like this really big expose that I'll link in our show notes. But I will say that I did have trouble like accessing all the articles because they're hidden behind a paywall. Stupid
Mhm.
paywalls. So, but during the 1999 new fall series lineup, 0 of the 26 shows featured included non-white main characters. So 0. There wasn't
Mhm.
any type of person of color in those main character lineups. And at that time in 1999, Latinx people made up 11% of the US population, but were only 2% of the characters on television. Now,
Mhm.
hasn't gone better? No, not really. Because Latinx people make up more than 18% of the US population, but are only 5.3% of the characters on television. And that's from the 2018-2019 television series lineup. And for movies, it's not much better. In 2019, we were only 4.9% of movie roles. So it's not like if you went to go look, if like little Liana went and was like, you know what, I want to watch something about a Dominican family, chances are you probably wouldn't have been able to find it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
While you were talking, actually, the first thing that came to mind where you were just like, oh, don't think about it like that, like seeing it as like just a Dominican family. The first time that I felt like my family was kind of like represented was when I was watching Betty la Fea with my mom because it's a comedy novela, but it's also a it's like a dramatic one too.
Are we talking about the Mexican? Because there's three versions.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one, the Colombian one that came out in 1999.
Not that one.
That AKA El Chismo, the guy, what's his name? Our friend, the chismoso, not the chismoso, who loves the chisme, loves the Colombian version.
Okay.
I did not know that. I was wondering where you were going with that. I did not know
I
that.
was like, what are you talking about?
The one who loves chisme
Okay.
loves
Okay.
the
Okay.
Colombian version, but of course, They're Colombian.
Okay, shout out to
Um,
you.
but that one is a very good one. That one I love. Out of all the versions that I know, that's the best one I know. Okay. Then there's the Mexican version that came out in Univision with her love interest in that show plays Jane the Virgin's dad.
Yes,
I love him.
that's the one. That's the one I watched with my mom.
Okay.
He's
So that one
currently
came from the Colombian
playing.
version. Yes.
He's-
Vicente Fernandez.
Mhm.
Chente. He's playing Chente, right? So that one, aces love that one. And then ABC came up with their the American one,
Yes.
with America Ferrera.
Yeah, that one I did not see.
Yes.
I was
That
like,
one I
they're
did
just
not
trying
get
to
to see.
copy. I don't like. I just stuck with the Spanish
Because
ones.
because it's such a good hit. It was a hit,
Yeah.
you know. And sorry, I didn't mean to stump you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, by all means.
It was a very well written telenovela. It wasn't just like your average where, you know, the woman falls in love with a gorgeous man. It had a storyline. It had workplace drama going on, and it was very easy to get caught up in that telenovela and not lose track, because it always left you wanting more. Oh, sorry, and I don't want to forget this too. Telemundo came back again with a remake with the Colombian version.
They did.
In 2000, 2 years ago, I want to say 2019, what are we, 2020? So 3 years ago, they came out with another version of it. That one was good too. So there's 4 versions that I know that have been out. They've been remade.
I don't remember hearing about
that storyline is so good.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one either.
That again, but that storyline, that whole telenovela is so good that they've remade it so many times. Check it out. Okay, sorry.
Wow.
Go ahead.
No, you were very excited. I liked it.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add to that. So watch Betty La Fea. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just what I had to adopt. I'm not saying like it's right or wrong, because mostly like it doesn't fall on us. Like it's mostly on the people who produce these shows to think that like each culture is the same, or each ethnicity I think is the word that I'm looking for, is the same, because they're not. Like they're very different. But you know what you mentioned about Ugly Betty, like, because that's the name of the American version, it brings up this point where like, so this is for like the US like film and TV industry, because I feel like honestly we could do a whole nother podcast on like telenovelas and like the colorism that's in them. Like that's just like a whole nother like can of worms that we can't address in this particular episode. But when Latinx projects get picked up in the US, it's, to me, I don't know. And this is one of the questions that I have for you guys, but it's kind of hard because we get the same stories like over and over again with just like an updated cast or a different type of cast, or like a more inclusive cast, you know? So like, to be fair, I'll always watch everything on Selena, but like, I feel like we've done the story. Like we know what happens. In the Heights, it was a musical and then it was made into a movie. West Side Story, it was a musical that was made into a movie that was made into an updated movie. Father of the Bride, it was cute. The one with Gloria Estefan, it was cute, but it was originally a predominantly white movie that was then remade with a Latinx cast and like a Latinx quote unquote twist.
Right.
And then One Day at a Time, which again, a predominantly white TV show that was then made and centered around a Latinx family. Although I will not stand for any One Day at a Time slander. That show.
I know. So bummed to like see it not get picked up again. But we're gonna get into that one too. But yeah, you know, taking old stories and then remaking them and trying to put a Latin twist on it. We see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
We see that you're trying to include us and trying to include the Latino community actors, giving them an opportunity, right, to shine. But it's giving old news. these are storylines, these are movies that we've already seen. We want to see something new without having to fall into the stereotype of a drug lord, a maid, an adulterer. The list goes on. The list goes on, right? Have we seen some change in the past decade? Yeah, but there's always room for improvement in the media when it concerns the Latinx
Yeah,
community.
I feel like it's more of them checking a box because now they're being put on the spot of like, oh, you guys only cast these sets of actors and actresses when there's a whole other demographic to appease to. So now they're just kind of like going back and being like, okay, what's the easiest thing that we can like produce? What's the thing that's going to cost the cheapest? And like, then they can go ahead and recast it and retell the same story. When in fact, it'd probably be so much cheaper for you guys and much more beneficial if you cast a diverse set of actors and actresses from the beginning.
Right.
You bring up a good point, Leona, about the money. Because again, like when we do get shows, like quote unquote Latinx shows picked up, or I should say shows, movies, stories that are centered around Latinx people, because I would hate to call something like a Latinx movie because I feel like that then isolates people from going to see it. They're like, well, I'm not going to relate to that, so why would I go see it? But so when we do get shows that are picked up, they're not properly funded. They're not given the actual like materials they need to succeed. And a good, I think, depiction of that more recently is the Selena Netflix series. Like, I remember when it came out, like Twitter was going insane about like how low budget the production looked. Like it did not look good.
I did watch this series again, like you said. I watch anything Selena because I love Selena, right? So I did give the series an opportunity, and I can tell right off the bat from the, and again, this is not us being we're not criticizing the show or downplaying it. It's just that with the budget that they were given, that's the best that they can do with the budget given. So you can tell costume design, you can tell like the fabric wasn't that great.
Yeah. The wigs were not good. Oh,
you can tell from the time when, you know, there was when Selena was younger. She used to have short hair, right? So they put on a short wig on I forgot her name.
Susie Crabgrass.
The actress. I think it's
Yeah.
no,
She is Susan Crabgrass
from Ned's Declassified.
Oh, I never watched that show. Yeah,
It was
For another
good.
time. It was
I
good.
didn't
It was
watch.
cute.
Anyways, well, right. So they put the wig on her, and it just looked so stiff where you can tell like from there was no hairline. It was just like forehead hair. So it looked very awkward, very weird. You can clearly tell she had a wig on. And then transitioning from like scene to scene, like, you know, that scene where Selena and Chris run off and elope, right? And Chris is driving in his in the red convertible. Yeah, and it just looks like they're not, it's a green screen. You can clearly tell it's a green screen. Like the screen is moving and it's not them on the road, like on the actual road, not like in the Selena movie with Jennifer Lopez. You can, and what's his name? Is it John Vega?
No, what is his name? No, I know who you're talking about. I had such a crush on him.
He's
John
so cute.
Vega, or it's John Seda, right?
Yes.
John Seda, right? John Seda and
He
Jennifer
is
Lopez
very
were
cute.
there.
Oh my God.
Very
Cute.
so cute.
Oh,
I loved him with the ponytail. Anyways,
same.
looks better with the ponytail. Anyways, all the tight curly hair. Anyways, so right, so they're in the car, but you can clearly tell they're on the road driving, right? Like that did not look the same in the Selena series. It didn't. They were just.
Yeah. And you know what? I will tell you why. Because it was ordered as a Latin American original show, and it was given a budget of under $2 million per episode. And I know, like, it does, like, it sounds like a lot of money, but like to do something right, like, you give things big budgets. Like, for example, The Crown, which is also a period piece, it was given a budget of $13 million per episode from its inception. And nobody will ever accuse The Crown of being a low budget film.
Nope. And I could tell you why, because I watched The Crown. I also watched The Crown, and you can clearly tell that is a high budgeted production. Okay. I also like the storyline of The Crown. The Crown and Selena, the series, they're both, well, maybe not, they're both based off of true stories, because I don't know about The Crown, because, you know, the royals like to play it off like it's not the truth, but it's clearly, it's about the history, right? Each of them are about history. These are things that have already happened, and we've seen it play out in real life. Okay. So why are we downplaying one over the other when they're both talking about someone who in the past, living, present? Why are we doing that?
Well, I can tell you that Netflix said that the Latin American originals team actively pursued the project because of Selena's quote unquote continuing popularity in Mexico. But we know that half the audience for the show came from the US, and the show was number 1. It was in the most watched spot in its first week. So, like, Selena's not just popular in Mexico. Like, Selena, her whole story, honestly, I would say is like a cultural phenomenon. Like, I have never met one person who has been like, I don't know who that is. Like, I don't have to be like, do you know Selena Quintanilla? Like, people just know Selena, and that's it. It's crazy to me to be like, well, she's only really popular in Mexico. Like, she's not. She worked hard in her life to become like that crossover artist, because I mean, I don't have to rehash the story of Selena for you guys, but you know, the music industry didn't know what to do with her because she didn't speak Spanish when she started singing music, and she had to work at it to be popular in the Tejano genre. But neither here nor there. The point is that she is popular like nationwide. Like, pretty sure I go to Missouri and somebody would know who. That's not a very obscure state, but you know what I mean.
Middle America. How about that?
Go to the mountains of Montana and somebody would know who Selena is. But yeah. So, and then again, you know, when we do get shows, they're canceled so quickly. Like at the first sign of like a ratings dip, canceled. Gordita Chronicles canceled after 1 season. One Day at a Time, Netflix canceled it after 3 seasons. It went to like this network called Pop for its last season. That was its COVID season. I think we were just entering COVID or maybe coming out of COVID. I can't remember. But it really ended on a cliffhanger, the show, that will never be resolved. But that's neither here nor there. That just hurts my heart a little bit on my own. The Casa Grandes, that was a kid show. It was a spinoff from The Loud House, I believe.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
And they canceled after 3 seasons. Hintified was canceled after 2 seasons. The Expanding Universe of Ashley Garcia on Netflix was canceled after 1 season. On My Block, canceled after 3 seasons. Vida, which we literally recommended earlier this year when we did our Chantal episode, canceled after 3 seasons.
It's a shame. You know what really hurt me the most was the Gordita Chronicles, because we do see a slight change in, you know, being presented in the media now, but I lean towards the Mexican American based ones, right? So the Gordita Chronicles was about a Dominican family moving to the US in the 70s. And I've never seen that, you know, that premise before of a Dominican family. We're always so used to seeing, you know, a Mexican family coming to the States, but I don't see it a lot with a Dominican family. And I was very upset because that was the first time I got to see that. And I thought the show itself, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very cute, had a cute storyline, and very unfortunate to see that got canceled. And like you said, the minute ratings drop, they don't give it a chance and they just take it off air.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
You're not giving, not giving us a chance. Upsetting.
It is very I personally like Criminal Minds, but that show was on CBS for mad long, for like 12 seasons. And I'm assuming that it got a decent audience, but still, like, who needs 12 Law and Order SVU? I hear people talk about how bad it's gotten all the time. We had literally had a conversation about how bad it's gotten. That show's been on for 20 something seasons. Grey's Anatomy, 20 something season.
I like Law and Order SVU, especially that one with Mariska Hargitay. I love that one. But you make a good point, right? These are shows that have been on for like decades. I'm sure they've already recycled storylines and episodes, or drag one episode into like 3 episodes. I'm sure they do that, right?
Literally, the season opener for Law and Order was across 3 series. I didn't need it to be that long.
Like, if we're willing to do that with other shows, the same should be given to Latinx based shows. So why? And like you said, we're the fastest growing community.
Yeah.
The Gordita Chronicles was like a surprise for me because it sounded like it was doing really well. And the production value of it was really good. And that little girl, the actress, so cute.
She was really cute.
I love her.
So I was really surprised when HBO announced that they were canceling it. But it was around the same time that I think they were making the Catwoman movie that was going to come out. Like, it was in the middle of production and they canceled it, I think. But I don't know. And you know what's crazy to me is, like, when these shows get canceled, like, it's not like they get canceled and then you don't really hear anything about it. Like, you see people campaigning for them not to cancel these shows. Like, people watch these shows. And even now, people will be like, oh, you should bring back One Day at a Time. You should bring back this show. Like, I don't know. The market is obviously out there. And it's so crazy to me that, like, Hollywood leaves it untapped. And I don't understand why. Because for an industry that is literally all about making money, like, there's a whole untapped market for you that is willing and wanting, like, to see stories that represent us. And, I don't need it to be, oh my gosh, this is about a Latinx family. It can be Spy Kids. It can be just about a family that's living their lives and they happen to be Latinx.
And you know what show also did that? George Lopez. The George Lopez show did a good way of doing that as well. And that had a good, it ran for about what?
5, 6 or 7 seasons? Something like that, yeah.
That's right. And it was a hardworking man supporting for his family who happened to be Mexican American. Yeah. That was another show that I loved watching as a kid too.
Did you ever notice that Sandra Bullock was an executive producer on the show?
Yes, she was, because she gave George Lopez a chance.
She saw him like perform like his stand-up, and she like went up to him and was like, I want there to be more Latinx shows like in TV. Like, do you want to do something? And like they created the show, and he has a new show with his actual daughter now.
His actual daughter.
But I think it's only streaming on Peacock, or is it on NBC?
No, it's actually on NBC. So it's on NBC. I think it airs Friday nights at 8:00. I think. Yeah, I caught the first episode. I think you caught the first episode too, right, Christina? I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It's cute.
Father-daughter dynamics, trying to rebuild their relationship. They happen to be she happens to be Mexican American. He's Mexican American. They incorporate their culture in it, but it's not revolved. Would you say it's revolved around there?
No, I think they happen to be a like complicated father-daughter relationship that is also Mexican.
Right. See?
Yeah. But that brings me to like my next question is, it's like a 2-parter. So do you think the lack of representation matters?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Sorry, let's say that a little stronger. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So do you think the accurate and plentiful representation would change negative opinions of the Latinx community?
I think so. I think so because a lot of shows that have Latinx or like that star Latinx characters, like it's a personality trait. And it shouldn't be that. It should just be like, this is a woman, this is a dude, and they just happen to be Latinx. Shouldn't have to be like a personality trait. Whereas like they shouldn't have to fit into stereotypical roles. They shouldn't have to be like, I don't know where I'm going with that, but just like they shouldn't have to fit in a box
Right.
just to be considered Latinx or Hispanic or Spanish. So I think it matters because like, for example, you have Narcos on Netflix that I've seen. Love that show, but also it's just like not every Colombian is out there in the cartel, you know? It's like, or like when they did the Mexico
The
spinoff, like
spinoff.
not every Mexican is in the cartel. Like that's just not how it works. Like sometimes there's just people living in their countries, going to work every day, coming back home, eating dinner and going to bed and doing the same thing the next day. And I think that's important to know. Like it's not just like, yes, we're hardworking, but I can almost guarantee you 1,000% a lot of women are hardworking. A lot of men are hardworking. They don't have to be from a specific ethnicity to be considered hardworking or like have low level jobs.
To
It
be
sucks that
considered
we're
hardworking.
yeah, to be considered hardworking. That it sucks that we're kind of put there for no reason.
I think my answer is like yes, but like with an asterisk. I think like I don't like part of the reason people have negative opinions of the Latinx community is like the depiction that Hollywood puts out there. But I also think some people are just hateful. And I think that you could have a million good representations of the Latinx community. You could do the whole like quote unquote model minority thing where like you show Hispanic Latinx people as like only in like top positions or like only in non-cartel, non-maid, non-adulterer type roles. Like I feel like you could do all of that and the people who do not like Latinx people will just continue to not like them, will continue to hate them and like perpetuate whatever negative stereotypes they have in their head. Like, I honestly think that we've reached a point. I think we're too far gone, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Especially after Trump came out and was like, oh, all those Mexicans are rapists and drug dealers and those bad hombres. Like, well, he didn't say like that. What did he say? Hombres, or I don't know. Whatever. He said. Like, I think we as a community could literally do everything right, and there are still going to be people who hate us just because we are Latinx. So I do think the lack of representation matters, specifically because like when I watch Selena and when I watch Spy Kids and like movies like that, it was nice to see myself and like see my face reflected, or somebody who has a face similar to mine reflected in a story. But I don't know if you can change hate, like people who just ingrained to hate, who are taught to hate our culture. I don't know if you can change that.
Yeah. Their learned behavior is to feel that way and they can't get out of that. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, if I keep telling you, you look like a cat, you look like a cat, you look like a cat, you start to believe, okay, maybe I do look like a cat. I don't know, that's a bad example.
I get it though.
You get what you're trying to, you get what like,
yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
Keep telling somebody what they are or how to feel, they'll continue to believe that and they'll run with it.
Let me use my sociology degree for a minute. There's a theory for that. It's called labeling theory. There we go. I just had to say that because my mom was like, what are you going to do with a sociology degree? This, mother, this is what I'm going to do with it.
I'm going to put it on my podcast one of these days. What are you going to do with a podcast? We're here, Raquel.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
But that's another reason why I appreciate like telenovelas so much. And I know like that's a whole other issue aside from this, but like specifically like for this topic, like I appreciate telenovelas. Why can I say it today? I appreciate novelas so much because they show us in like high level,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
like they show us being like business owners.
Mm-hmm.
They show us owning like big rancheros with like all this stuff. Like they show us being lawyers and
Mm-hmm.
doctors and all
Mm-hmm.
this stuff. And it's like, yes, they're problematic in a way, but at the same time, it's just like I was able to see myself
Mm-hmm.
there as well.
That was the opportunity we had to see each other,
Yeah.
see us as professionals being,
Yeah.
in a telenovela. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And to piggyback off of that, right? This is how we feel now, right? Modern day America. And I can only imagine how it was for our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents who migrated to this country and had nothing but American TV, no dedicated Latino channels for them to watch. And I remember my mom, I can't remember when this was, when the show came out. I don't know if you heard about, if you know the show Que Pasa USA.
Mm-mm.
So I think maybe late 70s. I want to say sometime in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. There was a show on, I think my mom said it was PBS. And PBS is it a national broadcast, right? Public broadcasting station.
Yeah.
So right. So if you didn't have cable, you still had that channel, right, to watch. And my mom recalls PBS airing Que Pasa USA. It was about a Cuban family migrating to the United States and assimilating to the American culture. And my mom goes, that had to be only the one few Latinx TV shows while she was growing up here, or herself also trying to assimilate to living in America. That's the one show she can recall. Que Pasa USA. I think you could watch a few episodes on YouTube. I tried looking it up. And I remember as a kid too, rarely did they put reruns on TV, but I got to know it through reruns. And my mom used to, tell me how that was like the only one TV show, Latinx TV show at the time when she was growing up in the United States.
Wow. When did your mom come here?
1975. She was 10. So yeah, it's crazy. I guess we have come a long way, but now it's time for us to have more than what the platform that we're given. So yeah.
Well, okay, so when you were talking, you said PBS, and it like literally clicked in my mind. I don't know if you guys ever watched PBS when you were growing up, but they had a show on PBS, Maya and Miguel. Do y'all remember Maya and Miguel?
It's Maya and Miguel. I love that show.
Yes, Maya and Miguel. Their mom was Mexican and their dad was Puerto Rican. Like, I cannot believe I forgot about Maya and Miguel, because when I was doing the research for this episode and I saw Casa Grandes, I was like, was there like a Hispanic centered like cartoon when I was growing up? And I was like, I don't think there was. And then you said PBS, and I was like, how could I do Maya and Miguel like that? Maya was my girl. I loved her. But I think that was, I can't remember fully, but I think that was another one. Like some of their dialogue was in Spanish, but it might have, because it's PBS actually, and it's like an educational programming network. But I don't think it translated it. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I can't remember.
They had like cute little phrases, like you're right. Like when they had a good idea, they'd be like SOS. I think that's what it was, right?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, hi, Miguel. Okay.
It was. Sorry, I was gonna say Que Pasa USA was produced and taped from 1977 to 1980 in front of a live studio audience at PBS member station in Miami, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay, but like, so on the note that we were talking about earlier, where I was saying like, when we do get shows, like sometimes, a lot of the time, there'll be either like the same story with an updated cast or a predominantly white show or movie that is then updated with an inclusive, diverse cast. So, do you guys think there's any merit to taking these like non-original stories that were originally predominantly white and like remaking them or rebooting them with a new diverse cast or like a new diverse actor? So like for this, you would think like One Day at a Time, Party of Five, there was a short-lived reboot that surrounded like a Latinx family, Charmed the same way. And then like think all the Disney remakes like Snow White, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know if there's any merit.
so I think like for me, for the Disney movies, I think I think there is merit. Like I think it's
Yes, I
nice
agree.
for children to grow up with a different depiction of like a redheaded Ariel or like
Mm-hmm.
a white Belle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I
Mhm.
think
that I agree.
the only one that we had closest to was Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And that story,
Literally.
and that story, and that original story, we already know what the original story is behind Pocahontas.
Mhm.
So it's like, exactly.
Yeah. I remember when Disney came out with Princess and the Frog. I was like,
That was
oh
nice.
my God, this is amazing.
It was a breath of fresh air, definitely, to see
Yeah.
that. Mhm.
I'm still waiting for them to come out with Latina Princess, but we'll see.
Oh, and then Halle Bailey as Ariel.
Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
Very
when
exciting.
it comes to the Disney movies, there is like on one side of the coin, there's merit because like children
Yeah.
are gonna grow up seeing a like diverse person play this
Mhm.
princess and be like,
Mhm.
oh, that's me. But then on the
Mhm.
other side of the coin, I would say just make new princesses and make them
Mhm.
diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I love it. Like I'm gonna go see The Little Mermaid. I'm sorry. Like I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna be in there singing the songs.
Right.
And I'm gonna see the
Mhm.
new Beauty and the Beast who has okay. So it's Her, and I don't know if it's just spelled out or if it's her. I love her
I
music.
call her her.
Yeah,
say
I do
her.
too. Her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She is God, her voice is amazing.
So nice.
Yeah, her voice amazing. I'm so excited to hear her sing. You know the song where Belle's like walking around the town square or
Yes.
yeah.
Belle is my favorite princess.
Mhm.
So
I'm
love
excited
her.
for
I
that.
always love Cinderella. I always love Cinderella. I don't know why. I was so attached to Pocahontas first and then Cinderella. Cinderella was like when I was really attached to. Always put that VHS in the
Mine was Aladdin,
box.
so mine was Belle, like Beauty and the Beast, and then Aladdin.
Mine was a Lion King, so it was animals. But
oh man.
but I think when it comes to like again, do not stand for One Day at a Time slander. But like when it comes to shows like One Day at a Charm, Party of Five, like just give us an original show. Like please, just
Yeah.
let us have an original. So yeah, I don't I don't know, guys.
It's
like
hard because like I agree. It's hard because like I agree with you. Like kids should grow up and see themselves like being like look, I can be a princess and all that stuff. But it's also too like you guys created or not created, but you guys came up with these concepts for princesses. I'm pretty sure you guys can come up with another one and make her Latina or brown or black or Indian, anything, any ethnicity and anyone. Literally, there's a plethora of ethnicities out there that you can choose from. And then it's just like, I don't know, like be creative. People can't be creative anymore. I feel like, that's
no,
just
we're
my own
getting like
opinion.
no, I agree with you. Like we're getting the same movies over and over again. Like the same stuff all the time.
But it's nice to know actually that you have a new set of a generation of kids who are being welcomed to new looking princesses. So like if they're watching Ariel for the first time when the movie comes out, I hope that they'll always know that it sticks with them in their head that that's how Ariel looks like Halle Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
or when they watch The Princess and the Frog, they're going to know that princess.
Yeah.
They're being welcomed into a new generation, new look for these princesses. So it's also nice to see it that way. And so let's say if they see like the princesses that we grew up with and they're like, who's that? Oh, that's Ariel or that's Cinderella and that's what she looked like before. But I want to go with that mindset.
I really hope they don't remake the Cinderella one with Brandy. That's a
Mhm.
classic.
That dress was so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And it's an
Yeah.
interracial relationship.
Oh, for real facts. Facts.
Hopefully we see a change
Mhm.
soon. I don't
Mhm.
know what the resolution to this episode is, to be honest with y'all.
I don't think there is one.
Mm.
That's the sad part. I don't think there is one.
Finny,
We have to count on the
I was
growing
gonna say, yeah.
generation that
Yeah.
wants to be in film and media and be a
Yes.
producer. Like that's who we can count on.
And to not shut down your child's dream of wanting to become a performer, an actor, an actress. They're doing it for the community. Let them become an actor, actress, singer, performer. So that way we could get our numbers up and that way we can continue to feel represented.
Amanda's been holding that one in since the talent show. Could you imagine if Amanda was a pop star?
Guys, listen, putting out my own vlog, which, you know, I'm proud of myself for doing, but that's taking me out of my comfort zone. And I think that's where we stand doing this. This is me being a superstar.
Facts. This is it.
This is it.
This is where my singing voice will come to life. EP dropping when this episode drops.
Oh my God, Liana, your parents supported your dream. You could have been a Disney Channel star. We could have seen Liana on Disney Channel.
For
I
real.
could have.
She could have done a little
right.
thing with the. Oh, you can't see my hand.
I practiced so much. I was like, "Hi, I'm Liana, and you're watching Disney Channel." I did the whole fucking thing.
Oh,
it was
God.
a time, you guys. It was a time.
Okay, you guys. So this episode, I feel like we had a good time, but it is a little bleak, like because it's not like it's improving. It's not like it's getting better. But do you guys have like a favorite movie or TV show that you feel like is like meaningful representation, or like you watch it and you're like, oh, I love this. It makes me feel seen.
Currently, no.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go back to the George Lopez and the Gordita Chronicles. I think it had each to me shows a meaningful representation of the Latinx community. And real women have curves. I will still stand by that movie because first generation Mexican American, and it depicts that, and also body image.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta see that movie.
The clips sometime. I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with One Day at a Time and Spy Kids. And One Day at a Time, I'm a really big advocate for it because it's like it tackles mental health. The mom, Justina Machado, we did the mini glow on the culture is Latina earlier this year. That's, if y'all want to go check that out, it's in our feed. So she plays the mom on One Day at a Time, and she's a veteran. And then it tackles like a complex father-daughter relationship, which, and I feel is like done like in a very like tasteful way. And then it covers like LGBTQ issues. It covers puberty. It covers like multi-generational living. It covers like all these like really important topics and like still manages to be funny. It's nice. It's so nice to like watch something and just feel it with your whole heart. That's like,
I was gonna say that. When you get that, you get that feeling. It's like you might like, I describe it as like, I literally feel like my heart gets warm and I just feel so connected and comfortable. And and appreciate that there's someone out there just depicting us in a meaningful way, you know?
Yeah. So you guys, y'all know what to do. Y'all need to share with us the TV shows, movies, even books that you like that you read or you watched and you were like, oh, me, this is me. Please share those with us because obviously we would love to add them to our list. But you guys, how are y'all glowing this week?
How am I glowing this week? Oh, I am way better, 100% better compared to last week. I thought I was like dying, I had the flu. So I am back on track, back to doing my daily routine and tasks, hitting the gym, going back to the gym because yeah. I was starting to feel a little weird. And I don't like feeling like that. So I need to get back into the gym. So definitely that's what's making me glow this week. Investing in myself. Sorry, I was gonna say investing in myself.
Look at you.
I'm
sounds
back
like
to
you got
investing in
some.
myself.
Sounds like you got some good advice. What podcast are you
From-
listening to?
Yeah. Put me on, man.
Well, you know, what's this podcast called Glowing Up Latina?
Ooh, that sounds cute.
Wow. I bet you those girls are really pretty.
Oh, gorgeous.
You know.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to listen to these girls. They're so full of themselves." It's all a ruse, guys.
Who else is gonna be if we're not?
Exactly.
Who else is gonna be if
Better
we're not?
answer, Liana. Okay, mine is actually a pre-glow. So we're doing our little holiday party this weekend, and the place that we're going to, I've only been to once. It was Amanda recommended. Amanda has all the good food recs. Like,
I
she
have
will
to
not
wait. I have to
disappoint
give
you.
credit. Well, I have to give credit where it's due because I know that place because of my one of my best friends.
Mhm.
So shout out to her for that place because she did her birthday there 1 year, and since then is like I have to go back. I have to go back every time, every opportunity I get. Spread the word. Yeah. Also, that same exact place is at my you can see a little tiny review on it on my vlog if you guys haven't checked that out on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, good plug.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we're doing this weekend. And then we're going to hit up one of our other favorite spots that also made an appearance in Amanda's vlog. And, hopefully we'll see Bad Bunny again.
And again, I give credit where it's due because Liana did her bridal shower there. So shout out to Liana for hooking us up there.
Anytime. Here to help.
And Liana, what is making you glow this week?
I got a new job.
Oh my God.
We went a whole fucking 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Now you want to say something?
I wanted to wait until we were recording.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, congratulations, Liana. We are
Thank
so
you.
excited for you.
So
Thank you,
proud
thank
of
you,
you.
Oh my God, Liana needs a
Oh,
round
this
of
is so good.
applause.
Yes. Round of applause.
So
thank you.
Oh my,
Oh,
well, we
that's my glow.
love that for you, Liana. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh,
Thank
so
you.
excited.
Definitely feeling like the imposter syndrome. And I'm just like, no, go away. I got this. I can do it. But yeah.
Well, congratulations, Liana. We're so excited for you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
And you can stream our entire first season on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can stream it on our website at glowinguplatina.com. Leave us a glowing review. We love to hear from you guys.
You guys can always find us on Instagram at Glowing Up Latina. And be sure to check out the Annette interview on Big Chicas or catch up on all the other interviews that we've had so far. And let us know how you're glowing, your recommendations of how the Latinx community is depicted in movies, TV shows, books, like Christina said. And you can send that to us at glowinguplatina@gmail.com. And until next time, keep glowing, mija.
Bye.
Bye.